Hello and welcome to the Halloween Spooktacular. Yeah, I don't really know where I'm going with this. Thought I needed a Halloween special. So you actually get 2 videos in a row because of course tomorrow is Fun Day Friday. Well, from when this video gets posted on Halloween, I am filming far in advance because the stuff I have is kind of scattered over the next 2 weeks. So, if you know me, and some of you do, this is not really my super fantastic fun time holiday. That is definitely Christmas. A big part of it with Halloween is I don't like getting scared in very specific circumstances. Like, I'm not super jump scare, I don't like horror. I'm one of those weird people that's really into ghost hunting, though. So, I'm not a complete homebody this year, despite the title of this Halloween special, the Homebody Halloween Special, because I'm creative. No, there are a few things I am doing. Like going ghost hunting. So, that is coming up this weekend. And that means if you're keeping track of dates, or I've already told you the particular date of this ghost hunting expedition, right? You know where I'm starting to film from. So I don't actually know if we're going to be allowed to film. They do give us cameras on site to do some hunting. But basically what it is we are going to get trained to do some ghostly hunting. Get some equipment, and we're being sent into one of the old military installations of the city to investigate for ghosts. You better believe I saw that and I was like, sounds good. Slightly concerned because the spookiness rating for this one is higher than their normal walk, which I've been told is quite spooky. So, another military installation actually does an entire, haunted house event that is absolutely terrifying from what I understand, and my D&D group wants to go in character, and I'm like, good thing for me, that particular character is just as terrified as I am, but I'm not sure I can do this. So we'll see how that one goes. As for today, well, I thought I would go ahead and show you some of the cute little things I found from places like the Dollar Store and Spirit Halloween, of course, just to show off. These things are definitely made for Halloween, but there are a couple things I've just picked up because I want them. Even outside the spooky season. So, I'll show you a couple of those things throughout this video, a few of the activities we're doing. Like I said, I'm definitely going ghost hunting. We'll see about the scary haunted house. But there are some usual Halloween things that I want to do here at home, thus the Homebody Halloween title. It's appropriate, I swear. First and foremost, today I've got some baking to do. It's going to take me over 2 days to do it because I need to let the cakes cool, but I am putting together a pumpkin cake to take with me to D&D on Monday. Due to one of our major people, aka our DM, participating in this haunted house Halloween event, we're actually very limited in the number of D&D sessions that we've been able to do this month. 2 out of the entire month. And this Monday is our second one, so our only one for the rest of the month, which means Halloween time. We've been invited to come dressed in our casual tavern wear for our character, and I've been working on that because Lydia is an Everlight cleric, so she's a life cleric, and I've been trying to figure out how to put the holy symbol together. I think I've got it. And she's mostly casual anyways, so I'll probably pop that on to show you what it's going to look like. But I want to make this pumpkin cake. I have successfully made one already. I brought it to the last shift I had at work, which happened to actually be Thanksgiving Monday. So I'm trying to improve on it. I might make it worse, but it's gonna be fun no matter what. Let's do this. So basically, the pumpkin cake is made out of 2 bundt cakes stacked on top of each other. I've only got the 1 bundt pan, so we just do this twice. Heyo! So it is the next day. I'm continuing this Halloween vlog with casual cosplay. And if you're wondering, yes, I have thought about it, and the answer would be Apollo, I think. That's a lie. I wanted to be Hestia. So, basic plan for the start of this morning, because I have promised my mother I would go and help her work on her and my father's costumes for a costume party they're going to, but I'm basically going to put the cake together and crumb coat it. So I only partially crumb coated it last time, and I really think that's like a change I need to make this time. These guys have been in the fridge all night. This is the bottom one on the tray that I'm taking it on. That way if somebody does want to just take the rest of the cake, they can. I'm not missing a plate. And then, of course, cake number 2. Let's see if you can actually see these right now. Not at all. Okay. Apologies in advance for the sheer number of like back and butt shots you're gonna get. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna move you sideways so that I can work head on and you can still see. It's a good plan. Okay. So, the next step is to try and like even these guys out, and this is the part that didn't go very well for me last time. Carve it a little bit. Before I do that, a big part of what you then use the rest of this cake for is to crumple it up and fill a hole in the center. So the next thing you actually have to do is some cake carving. Now I, again, last time used the same knife that I used to level the cake out. Found that far too big. So what it is basically, I can show you better on a pan, I think. When you have a bundt cake pan, the shape of it, of course, is like the longer one and then the short ones. So what you need to do is carve these short ones so they're actually kind of inner, so that you have this shape, but concave, I think is the word I'm looking for. Basically, so that it looks like this curve rather than one coming out. gum coated and hanging out. Looking a real hot mess, but that's okay. So that's gonna hang out. Got a little bit of time before I head over to assist, so let's go this way. And I didn't forget the cooling rack when I did dishes last night. Actually, this morning and last night. Okay, so big reason I'm making the pumpkin cake is for D&D tomorrow, actually. Oh boy. It's our last session in October. Tiggs hates me running water and talking to the camera. So we've decided we're going to dress up as our characters in casual clothes, right? We're going, no need to worry about armor. We're all going to the tavern is all. So I had to put together this because Lydia is a life cleric and we are sort of playing in the world of Critical Role. So she is a cleric of the Everlight. So I printed off a symbol of the Everlight, cut out where the jewel was, stuck this jewel onto it. A lot of hot glue. Actually, I first put the symbol onto some cardboard so it's a little stiffer. And I've just got a chain. And then this is the cloak I'll be wearing with her. For her. And this is actually alpaca fur. It took me a moment to remember llama or alpaca. So my parents brought this back from their trip to Panama for me. So my mother got a shawl and I got an entire capelet. And I don't quite think, at least my father was prepared for when they gave this to me, because I proceeded to put it on and then prance about the house because I am a fae in the wild. So it's just really simple. I definitely am not going to be wearing the Half-Blood shirt underneath. It would probably just be black shirt, black pants. Let's see if I can do this on camera. Ah. And ta-da! Lydia ready to go to the tavern. She might not have her scale mail. I've got mithril scale mail now, so I could sneak better. I still don't sneak that often. I'm still kind of awful at it, but sneak I can now. And she's ready to go to the tavern, meet up with her paladin love interest, who's not a member of the party. He is an NPC. Funny D&D story time. So, this was sort of the DM metagaming, but I have no problem with it. Basically, in another campaign that we were talking about, I was shopping a character, not going to be used for, the campaign sort of changed, so I've developed another character. But you will see a costume for this previous character, because she was just super out there and like aggressively bad at flirting, but still thinking she's really good at it. Her name's Silver, and like I said, I've got everything I need to make the outfit. I just, one, would like my mother's help, but she's busy with the Halloween costumes for her and Dad right now. And two, I don't really want it to show up right around Halloween time, because then everybody, this includes my wigs, assume it's because of Halloween. It's not. So, Silver was seen by the DM who was shopping a character to play in that campaign, and he was like, oh ho ho, I wonder how Lydia would respond to a love interest. So he created this like gentleman, bright red hair, big bellowy laugh, just super happy all the time, and I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, oh boy. And Lydia, of course, can't say things to people that make her feel that way, because she grew up in a really enclosed sort of convent of the Everlight, so she never learned to express really well. She definitely learned to repress in a lot of ways. And so this paladin comes along, and the two other girls in the campaign, and I'm saying like characters that are played by girls, not female characters or female presenting characters. they were just like, oh, to the point where they were literally giving me like bless him, inspire, be like, go talk to him. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna try, and then failed. So we have now 2 Dragonborns in the campaign, but we have a Dragonborn that Lydia has really connected to. And they're very good friends to the point where, like, he picks her up and carries her, and if she feels he's not doing that quick enough, she will scale this dude. He actually built his armor so that one of his shoulders has a spike on it that he can use as a weapon, but the other one doesn't, because that's where Lydia sits. So he comes along and he's just like, how's it going? And I'm like, shut the fuck up. And so he switches into Halfling, because he and I are the only ones in the group who can speak Halfling. And he's just like, so can't talk to your crush, huh? And I'm just like, it's kind of really hard. And the dude's standing there, right there, and in Halfling says like, oh really, what's going on? And in a panic, Lydia / me yells out, fuck me! Meaning, of course, just like, oh god, I can't believe I've just been ousted. Because we never thought that, like, the character the DM made as a love interest for Lydia might speak Halfling. And he goes, I mean, if that's an offer, and I'm just like, yeah! So the Dragonborn ousted me, but now Lydia has... He's fantastic, she loves him, but the problem is that the Kenku of the group has learned his laugh. Oh boy. So, that's a bit of Lydia's story. It's the fun side of, hey, she's got a love interest now, and it's actually going well. We're gonna see whether or not she fumbles this up. But I'm ready to go to the tavern and meet up with him. His name is Esmond. Yep, so definitely, again, not the half-blood shirt underneath, but I like this outfit. I might develop it further. I would love to, like, make something a little different from this. It's a bit larger than I wanted, but I had to fit the jewel. So. Right, okay. I actually need to head over to help my mother now. And eventually icing a cake. Bring you back to that. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get out of this outfit and do those things. How am I having a harder time getting off than I had getting home? Ah. Okay, so the stem is basically a cake ball. Just crumble up some cake. Nice and good. Now, last time I did this, the icing I used for it had been some of the white icing I crumb coated with. I don't have any of that left. So, we're just gonna use orange. And just boop. And then I'm gonna use a different spoon because I don't want to get a bunch of crumbs on that one. because I need it again for the cake. Okay. Need a little bit more, not a lot. Okay. Then we just form it into a pumpkin stem. Okay. Then we crumble cake so it's sitting in some dirt. On the camera it looks super like washed out, so the orange doesn't show up hardly at all. Wonder if it's orange, I swear. I've just kind of realized that I have got a pumpkin, which I will carve, and it's not really, yeah, spider webby runner, and then a couple of glass pumpkins that I'm kind of tempted to leave out anyways because they're just so darn pretty. And that's about it for decorations. Yeah, Christmas is definitely more of my holiday, but I think I'm embracing the spooky spirit a little more. Hi, it's the morning after ghost hunting. And as you can see from the fact that you skipped from cake and costume to here, I didn't get any video. That's because we were using their cameras, which were infrared, so that, you know, you could actually see things. And I for sure am going to link to their website down below because they were actually like streaming it live. And they're going to go back through everything, review everything, and then post the best bits. But for me, that was absolutely fascinating. Because ultimately, like, there were a couple of points that were definitely like, oh. For example, coming down the stairs, so there's 3 levels to this tower. There's like the roof level, there's the main level, and there's the basement level. And coming down the stairs from the roof level to the main level twice. So we'd gone up twice, and I was coming down twice. Something tugged on one of my shoes. And it was very apparent the first time it happened, and I was the last person coming down. Like, I was behind everybody. And something, it almost felt like when somebody steps on your heel, and you suddenly got that jerk back to your foot. And I was just like... And I was manning the camera for quite a bit of last night. So there's less footage of, like, actually me on the camera, but you can hear my voice right there, and me accidentally zooming in, and then being like, why am I zoomed in? What is going on? So, there's that out on the internet now. Takes, don't pull at that. It's my lace runner. So, like, that was kind of a little weird, because then I was like, who grabbed my foot? Like, that's not very nice. That's dangerous, because they're very steep steps. And I was like, you can come down with us, but you can't walk right behind me. Like, you can't interfere with my feet. And then on the main floor, we ended up using a spirit box, but we used the spirit box with a headset plugged into it. So only one person could hear. And so the idea was that they weren't primed for an answer based on the question asked, because they couldn't hear us ask. Like, they could hear us talking. And I put it on later myself, so I know exactly what meant like you'd hear like and you'd be like, okay, yeah, they're asking questions. But with just the of the spirit box, you couldn't hear what was being said. And she pulled it off at one point, and she was kind of laughing, and she was like, I swear he's called this, like, all I can hear is pussy. But not like, because it's clicking into radio stations at fast frequency, right? So there are chances that you're going to hear like blips from radio stations. And she was like, but it's not like rap song, grab them by the pussy type thing. It's like scaredy cat, coward type. Like, it sounds mocking. And we were like, okay. So she puts her headset back on, and I'm like, are you mocking us? Like, are you making fun of us? Yep. Okay, so you're the jokester. Did the other soldiers like the joke? Because it was a military installation, so did the other soldiers just like the jokes? And she goes, no, they didn't. And I was just like, The basement was awful. It felt muted. It felt like multiple somethings were there and trying to act like they weren't. And that's always a deeply uncomfortable feeling. We had a cat toy go off. That one was pretty cool. I was looking at the camera a lot. One, because it gave me a better view than, like, the darkness that we were in. Because it was infrared. So I'm curious when they go back through. Because I definitely saw a lot of, like, particles. Like, white balls. But I know full well that it can be dust or insects or something like that. So I was seeing them and calling them out as I was seeing them. But I am sort of curious whether or not, in going back through, if they're going to debunk them as dust or bugs. Or whether or not I saw anything legitimately there. So that's going to be an interesting one. It was just it was funny because, like, there were points where I was definitely deeply uncomfortable. There were also points where I felt like a pressure on my chest. There were other points where I was like, that was really cool. And then I'm thinking to myself, like, I live alone. Like, I've got to go back to my apartment with just my cat, who's playing on the floor. And be okay after this. So when I first arrived, like, I had some questions from my mother anyways. So, like, I called her, and we spoke briefly, but she was already heading to bed. So then I got off the phone, and I was like, actually, I'm very tired. So I checked with the other girls, because we did take a selfie afterwards. And so I wanted everyone's permission before I posted it. Because if somebody was like, no, I don't want my face on your Instagram, then I would have been like, okay, then I don't post the picture. Everyone was cool with it, so I kind of posted the picture, and I was like, nah, I'm actually really tired. And then just went to sleep. I have had the best sleep last night that I have had in the past couple, because I haven't been sleeping super well. So, like, not bothered about it at all. Like, it wasn't, oh, what was that noise? I think I saw something moving. It was just like, okay, that was fun. I think part of it is because I have been in here for a little bit, and I'm in an apartment. I can literally write off any noise that is not directly next to me as, like, somebody else in the building, or it's an older building, so, like, water pipes, like, other bits and bobbles, the house expanding and contracting, right? I can literally write off anything unless it is right next to me. So that's true. Like, there were definitely some noises last night, but they're noises I'm used to hearing. And I'm like, this neighbor's upstairs. Apparently I should go ghost hunting more. The one thing I will say is, to make myself more comfortable with everything, before we left, like right at the end of the experience as we were leaving the building. Like, I turned around and I was like, okay, like, thank you for interacting with us. I know it can be hard, like, being treated like a circus attraction. Thank you for that. We are going now. And you are staying. Like, we go forth from here, and we are parting ways. And it was basically like this, please don't follow me home thing that I needed to do that just made me feel a lot more comfortable going home after it. Yeah, so sorry there was no footage. It would have been blackness for you anyways, and just voices in the darkness. But I will definitely link to Phantoms of Yore down below so you can see a little more. I will say it is a lovely gray, foggy day outside. And I have places to be. I've got class in D&D today, but it is also election day. So what I have to do is walk over to my parents' apartment, pick up my voting card, and literally walk down the street to my voting stop. So I think that's what I'm going to do next. I get to meet my parents' new kitten. Yeah, I was hunting ghosts last night, and they drove to Trenton and got a kitten. He was apparently the runt of the litter. Apparently litter trained, but also small enough to fit in your hand. So, Mom wants a cat. Dad apparently named her Tinkerbell. I'm assuming for the smallness. So, I'm a little surprised with the outcome and Dad naming the cat, because this cat was definitely for Mom. Because Mom didn't realize how much she would miss Tiggs here. This is now Tig's favorite position. If you're wondering, she gets there for sure coming off the arm of the chair, not this cat tower, which she hasn't touched. So that's probably going to go back to Tinkerbell. And I'm not going to complain about that. Like, Kitten's young enough to just get used to it. Like, Tiggs is an old hat. She doesn't have a lot of new tricks to learn. So the cat tower will probably be hers. Mom's going to get her used much younger to the harness and leash and driving in a car, because those things terrify Tiggs. So, also I've now got a plant. It's a pretty ravaged, vaguely dead plant, but Mom gave it to me because she has a tendency to, no matter what she does with plants, they don't survive well. And then I managed to keep some alive the entire summer. Don't ask me how I did it. So, I'm seeing if I can bring this plant back from the dead. Zombie plant! I was not exaggerating about the fog this morning. Hello! I'm on the floor today, because it's time to carve the pumpkin. It is Sunday the 27th, so we're making our way towards Halloween. I have got the spooky, scary skeletons, having a nice dance party on my shirt, and like I said, a pumpkin to carve. So, I'm not really talented. I think I found, here, I'll show you the face I want to do. Nice spirally face. There's Tiggs getting into the bookcase. It's a nice spirally face. Something nice and easy. And so, yeah, Tiggs, well, if you don't, if you, you know, didn't climb in the bookcase, you wouldn't be having this problem. So I got to now open the pumpkin and clear it out. So while I do that, I'm gonna put on Ghoul Grumps and a best of moments from like 2013 to 2018. Because I'm a scaredy cat, but we gotta get in the spirit. So hopefully if everything's out of context, I'm fine. If it gets dangerous with the knife though, I might change it to something else. Okay, so my pumpkin is now de-gutted. No more guts to my pumpkin. And I actually managed to get the lid of it back on. Empty pumpkin. So now, I gotta try and recreate this spiral face happening and successfully cut it out. So we're gonna see how that part goes. Okay, so I finished my pumpkin. I'm gonna show them to you and you tell me what went wrong. Cause I think I cleaned it up well. I don't think it's noticeable. So the swirl of one eye works. But as I was trying to clear out the other eye, everything went horribly wrong for Mr. Pumpkin. And I gouged it out entirely. So I gave him this funky eye patch happening over here. And yeah, you wouldn't even know that I didn't plan that. Actually, I don't think you would if I hadn't, like, shown you what I was planning on doing. So Mr. Pumpkin is now carved. Okay, we are ready to do this bouquet reveal. Yee! Wonder what would happen if I put a second one in. I'm gonna make it significantly more. Happy Halloween! It is finally October 31st, which means I better get this edited and posted real soon. I went to class today dressed as May from Night in the Woods. And we were talking about video games today too, so it was quite fun. Now that I'm home, it's a rainy, wet day. Tiggs was chasing my tail, and that's when I realized that she didn't have her thread out that she really likes. So I've now pulled that out, and she's got a toy to play with. I am about to go ahead and put on Scary Godmother Halloween Spooktacular. I think afterwards I might go ahead and put on Jacksepticeye's playthrough of Night in the Woods. It seems appropriate, slightly spooky, but not so spooky that I am scared. I got snacks. I went to put on the pumpkin, and it turns out, real spooky thing here, it had gone moldy. So out Mr. Pumpkin went. Cause I ain't need that in my house around me and my cat. So instead, I put the fake candles on the table, make it real spooky. I got the movie, I got the costume, and then of course I'm gonna do the real spooky thing, which is homework. Ah! Good Mr. Pumpkin. I'm sorry about your eye. Okay, so it is a rainy gray day. I just combined rainy and gray together to get grainy.